Welcome to AppTalk, where we go behind the scenes of our favorite application projects and discover the why behind it, the inspiration behind it. This is your host, Hadia, and today we're going to dive into the journey of building something truly impactful. My guest here is Francine Haughton Adam, a proud owner of an application, RXpack, developed by AppVerticals. Hi, Francine. Thank you so much for joining our podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. Hi, Hadia. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. To
My
be here.
pleasure. How
Mhm.
how is your day going so far?
Good day. It's nice and sunny, and yeah, after a good
Yeah.
start.
That's great. A little about yourself. Tell everyone who you are, what's your industry, what is your application about. Let's start with that.
Okay, sure. So my name is Francine Haughton Adam. I'm from Jamaica. I come from a multi-generational family pharmacy business, which was started in 1920 by my great grandfather. So my great grandfather was called a druggist in those days. And then my grandfather and my father is currently a pharmacist for over how many years? Almost 60 years he's been a pharmacist.
Oh my
And
god,
we have so I'm the
older
fourth
than me.
generation. Yes. We have a pharmacy in the center of Jamaica in a town called Mandeville. And
Hmm.
that's 100 kilometers due west of Kingston. So we're in the center of the island. And we've been in business for 105 years. I'm the fourth generation that's carrying on the pharmacy tradition. Although I'm not a pharmacist, I'm a business person. But
Yeah, I can see that.
we
Yeah.
do have pharmacists in on staff. And we continue to serve our community as a community retail pharmacy.
Hmm.
And COVID opened up a lot of opportunities. You know, you had to see the opportunities in the
Yeah,
crisis.
the
And
pandemic and everything. Yeah.
yes, and the opportunity came through the Development Bank of Jamaica to apply for a grant to help to grow and scale your business. So
Mhm.
we decided to develop the RXpack mobile app and web app. That's RXpack, which
Mhm.
is available in both the App Store and the Google Play stores. And this was done through entities that related to AppVerticals.
Yes.
So we had that was back in 2022. Started the whole grant process. That was June to August, the preliminary phase. By October 22, we got approved that we were one of the grant recipients. And
Yes.
then it took off from there.
Yeah, I remember that you also told us that the Prime Minister of Jamaica was the himself came and he was the one who launched it. So that's big.
Yes, yes, that was a big deal because
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, the Development Bank of Jamaica is connected to the Office of the Prime Minister through their department or their Ministry of Economic Growth and Development. So they're trying to
Uh-huh.
enable what they call MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises, to grow their businesses. And the grant funds are supported through the government of Jamaica, the International Development Bank, the IDB, the European Union, and other global entities.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think I
So
was one of 10 recipients in my cohort.
yes. Oh, that's big.
Yeah, so the Prime
That's
Minister of
great.
Jamaica, who happens to be a colleague from University of the West Indies, his wife
Oh,
and I
that's
were
great
the
too.
same. We're in the same batch, well, and he was a year below us. So I've known him for over 30 years. I went to the University of the West Indies in Kingston, and that's where I met them. And because they were a couple from back then, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we launched on February 29th, the official launch with the Prime Minister. So we had the soft launch with your
Mm-hmm.
team in
Yeah.
January 18th, and then the official launch with the Prime Minister
With the Prime
in
Minister. Yeah.
February 29th. It was a leap year last year, so it was an interesting and very well, well thought out event for my town, with the Prime
Oh,
Minister coming, and
that's
that,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember
So
seeing the videos of all the drones that you guys also
you're
did delivery
right.
to the drones then as well. Yeah.
Right.
I
So
remember
the
that.
project, yeah, the project was like a three-part project. So we had the
Uh-huh.
RX pack, which is an actual pack of a 30-day supply of medication. Your monthly supply for persons who are on repeat doses, or even if you're just on, vitamin supplements, we can prepare the pack for you. We can offer drone deliveries in the town of Mandeville.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you order through the app and select that as your delivery option.
Yeah.
And we also have the RX Plus mobile wallet, which is digital wallet, which is within the app, and we
Yes.
offer customers a top-up benefit of earning 20%. So you earn a discount in advance if you top up your
Yeah. So
wallet, and then
basically,
you
the
can
points.
pay.
Yeah.
Right, reward points, and you can purchase from the wallet, and you basically get a built-in discount right there.
Yeah, I personally actually love the wallet systems within the application. It makes our life so easy. You just
Yes,
plus getting
yes,
rewards to it as well. So it's like, from, if you look at it from a marketing or a business perspective, it's like amazing, because people are gonna be like, okay, we're also getting rewards and we're also getting points. So yeah, let's just use this and try how the things are. Plus, it makes your life so easy. You don't have to manually put your details every single time. So it's very
time
easy. Yeah.
exactly. It saves your card, and you can add or delete the card you want to use. Um, so that was a big part of the sort of upgrading, because when we started it was like a snowball effect, when we started developing
Definitely,
the
yeah.
app. And when we when we figured out one aspect, and we said, oh well, we need to do this, and then the team would say, oh well, we need to build another like workflow for that, or another API, or another wireframe. And it was just it was a very creative process.
Yeah.
And
So
you
it
don't
was
have
it
to
was
like
one thing after another, yeah.
right. Over the years, we have we were one of the biggest pharmacies in Mandeville, and we used to open every day except 2 days of the year. We didn't open on Good Friday or
Hmm.
Christmas Day, because
Hmm.
we're primarily a Christian
Yes.
country. And so we were known as a convenient pharmacy. That's basically our tagline: Haughton's Pharmacy, the convenient pharmacy. So this is bringing convenience to the global stage through the
Yeah.
RXpack app, because I have customers in the UK, in the US, in Cayman. For themselves, and as well as for their family members in Jamaica, they order their supplies. Like, you have a lot of adult children overseas in the diaspora
Hmm.
who support and help
Hmm.
their elderly parents in Jamaica. So that app, or the RXbank app,
It's like
just
a life changer for
absolutely
them, yeah.
life changing for them.
Yeah.
The feedback, the testimonials that we get, it's just phenomenal. So the whole thing with the app is to be a solution oriented application
Yes.
or technology. It's about
Yeah.
technology innovation growing, and you don't have to have that technical mindset, because once you can think through something and say, I want to solve that problem, how can I solve that problem? Once you can team up with the AppVerticals teams and their subsidiaries and build out the app. Just I told the software developers, I need ABC, and then they would say, okay, well, this is XYZ. We need you to do this, or they would ask
Yes.
questions. We would ask questions. We want it to be able to have this capability. They would say, okay, well, in order to do that, we'll need to do this. Just think it out. It's not.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to have a degree in computer science to build an app. You just have to have the right team.
Yes, exactly. I 100% agree with you. So what I think is that when you're building something, like for example, this would be your dream project, right? So for
Yeah.
us as a team, I am so, like, I always want the clients to be honest and ask questions to us, because we get it that some clients don't understand the development part of it, but the
Yeah.
idea is yours. So tell
Yeah.
us what you have in mind, ask us questions back to back. If you don't understand, ask us again. Or if there is like a something that you want to discuss, just ask us, so we can tell you in a
What's
very, how would I say
possible?
it, yeah, exactly, what's possible and what's not, and if it's not
Right.
possible, what we can do to help you out with that, or what's the middle
Right.
ground for it. So if,
Right.
for example, if you have an idea, let's say you want to do online deliveries or something like that on the application, but you're like, okay, I don't know how it's supposed to happen, and you try to communicate that with the team will obviously come back with the proper solution, with the proper estimate and everything. They'll be like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to, how we're supposed to take care of, this is where we play the part, and this is where you're supposed
Right.
to take care of things. So yeah, asking question in any project, I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, one thing I must really commend the team on is that it was always an open door policy. They were irrespective of time zone. We could message and get a response in a relatively short
Yes.
time, because we also had to appreciate there were cultural differences, country differences. We're a small
Yeah.
island compared to being the
Yes.
developers. So some things like mobile money is not popular in Jamaica.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
conglomerates have tried and haven't succeeded. So but it's big in Asia and Africa. So there are certain things that we still have to keep
Figure out.
sort of
Yeah.
basics of
Because
as somebody said like in the 1990s. You know,
I
something.
can
So
actually understand. I can actually understand this because I think people out there, it's gonna take some time to trust a new application or a new, a new product.
Yes,
Basically, the building that trust factor, it's gonna
that
take some
trust
time.
factor
But considering the fact that you guys already are in the, the business for
is
so
yeah.
long, it's been like 60,
Mhm,
70 years to that. So that's
mhm.
great. You already have that, but again, people might need a little push, and people might need some of
Yes.
the
So
testimonials
yeah,
of
so
your clients who are already using that.
yeah.
That's going to work out. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's key, building the trust. So now we have the technology. We're focusing on building the trust. Although we do have, multi-generational customers. You have
Yes.
the grandchild up to the grandparents, still, regular repeat customers. You still have to build that trust. And it's like the grandchild who is
Definitely.
teaching the grandparent how to use the app. Because most people now have their smartphones,
Yeah.
but sometimes they don't realize that, oh my, I
Yes.
can do this I don't even have to leave my house. We have
Yeah.
a repeat customer who had a terrible car accident, so she's actually unable to leave her home. She's sort of is
Oh.
still in bed recovering. And
Oh.
trust me, every 2 weeks we get her orders religiously for all the different things she needs for pain medicine, for topical ointments.
That's the beauty of technology, I'd say, because
Yeah,
it simplifies your life so much. And
yeah,
when there's something like problem, for example, the she obviously cannot get out of the house, she's sick and
yeah,
she's feeling, a certain way. And I think it also motivates you, and it's just, the way it just simplifies your life. It feels really, even as someone who has developed an application for them, as someone who is, for example, you're an app owner for RXpack, right? So it's so satisfying to know that you're actually making an impact in people's life. You're
you're
helping them
right.
out somehow. So yeah, it's
Definitely.
just something that helps me sleep better at night. Like, okay, yeah, we made something that, is helping the world out there. So you told me that you're a businesswoman. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What was your journey be like, and how were things?
Okay, well, I'm from a family of three girls. So my mother wanted
Oh,
all her girls to have their degrees. She wanted to see us through at least our first degrees at university. So the three of us have bachelor's degrees, and my younger sister has her master's as well. To put us on the right educational footing for the future.
uh-huh.
So literally, funnily enough, after I finished university, 3 weeks after I started flying, I was a flight attendant for 5 years with the national airline Air Jamaica back in the early to mid 90s. So
Damn,
that
that's
was
nice.
that was good international experience. I was like, I saw the world for free, to so to speak. Met a
Oh,
lot
to
of
be a flight
people.
attendant.
Yes,
Yeah.
met a lot of people. A lot of influential people who actually I ended up working with later on in life. So I've spent like half my life in business and
In
half my
the
life in
air.
the airline industry, airline/cruise industry.
Yeah.
But business has always been a passion from growing up. I was always like, if they're having a bake sale at school, I'd bake things to sell. I used to make these little hair scrunchies and sell them at craft
Uh,
fairs. I always had this entrepreneurial spirit. And I
yeah.
think that was probably born out of working at pharmacy from I was 9 years old. Every Christmas we'd go work for our Christmas job and wrap gifts and help people find cards. And that was our little Christmas thing, and earn our Christmas money to buy ourselves a gift or something. So that was and every holiday, Christmas or summers, I'd work at the store growing up. And I just saw I always saw the value of business in people's lives,
Yeah.
and a pharmacy business in terms of people's health care and looking after their health. I've always believed in that. So yes, I've worked away from the family business and I've worked in the family business. So it was my father and my aunt, his older sister, who
Hmm.
carried on from my grandfather. And then when she passed away, I basically stepped in. That was back in 2007. Stepped into her role and had to take on the mantle of business owner, all the responsibilities of the
Yeah.
financing, funding, all the legal stuff. So and just to keep the business going because I believe in it. So
Yes.
and I have a ten, tenacious spirit and a spirit of
Yes.
determination. I never
I
give
can
up,
see that. Yeah.
or I pivot. Okay, if this doesn't work, let's pivot. you know, oh, sometimes a friend of mine tells me I stay at the
Yeah.
party too long. Like I have to, it really has to fall flat before I give up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and being
How?
Jamaican,
Yeah.
Jamaicans have this saying: "We're little but we tallow up. We're small but we are, tenacious." And just like
Oh, that's
this saying
nice.
Bolt or Shelley and Fraser Price. These athletes who
Yeah,
just
yeah. Like I was saying that this is going to be my favorite phrase now. I have this thing where I keep all my favorite phrases on my desktop and on my workstation. So I'm gonna write it down and I'm gonna stick it on my desktop.
yes, that's the motivation right there.
How? Yeah, my motivation right here. How does it feel to be like you're telling me about your legacy, the business? How does it feel to be a part of it? Because basically it's your family legacy, right? So how does
Yes,
it feel to
absolutely.
you?
Family, I call it. If you ask with 3 words, it would be legacy, family, tradition.
Oh, yeah.
It's out of a sense of duty and responsibility. Ultimately, that you have to see the value of what you do, and your contribution to your community or to
Yes.
society. So it's not about being given a gold spoon in your mouth or being handed things on a silver platter. Sometimes you have to create what's on that silver platter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I'm
I
saying. Because
I agree with you. Yeah.
in some places in the world that are still considered like small island developing states,
Hmm. Hmm.
there's a bit of bureaucracy and red tape to get things done. So you have to just figure out a way to
You
because
have
the
to keep going.
opportunity is
Yeah.
there. You have to keep going. You have to figure out, okay, how can my generation now make things better?
Hmm.
How do I keep this business going? Because people are out there to not make you succeed. You have to have that
Definitely. Definitely.
self-belief that
Yes.
you can succeed. And
Yes.
once you have that, that's the thing about education. They can't take it out of your brain. Once you learn it,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can fall flat on things that happened to us in the early 2000s. We made some bad business missteps, and we basically had to start from scratch and we
Hmm.
rebuilt the thing. There were people like distributors coming to me, "Oh, we're gonna have to take over the pharmacy." I said, "Over my dead body, over my dead body," with all due
Yeah.
respect. And these people are now dead.
Yes.
So you have to fight for what for
Definitely.
your
Yeah.
birthright. You have to fight for your birthright.
Definitely. Yeah.
And if
You
that
go,
if you
girl.
have
I
that
agree with you.
yes, if you have a multi-generational family pharmacy business or family business,
Any
you have
any
to
business.
fight to
Yeah.
keep it going, because there are those out there who are just negative and want to
Hmm.
knock what you have, and they
Hmm.
don't know what you put in, what you have to go through to keep it going.
Definitely.
So
I
failure
agree. Yeah.
is success in disguise. So you just
Oh,
keep
a new
pushing, you
favorite
pivot,
quote.
and you pivot. Yes, and you just have to make it
Yeah.
work. So when people say, "Well, how many locations do you have?" I said, "I'm a global company.
Oh,
The app
yes,
has
you
made
are.
me global."
Yes,
You
you
know?
are, because anywhere, because the application is on App Store, it's on Google Store. Anywhere
So
in the world,
yeah,
people
and
can
for
access it. People can download it, use it, order it, and definitely you also have services available for them on in any state they are in. So that's great. You are
right,
global.
global, we have one physical location, but we are available worldwide.
Yes, definitely. Perfect. So like you said that there are people that gonna put you down. They're not gonna let you succeed. So what are
Mhm.
the major challenges that you faced? Not in general of just your journey, but also when you were creating the application, were there any hiccups that obviously nothing I don't think anything is gonna be,
Absolutely
nothing is gonna be,
easy.
there are gonna be hiccups, there are gonna be stuff. So what were yours? What did you face? And how did you deal with them?
Well, how I met the AppVerticals teams,
Oh yeah,
your
I
colleagues,
remember that.
was through a crisis. I had an app developer from Jamaica who quit. Here I won the
Yeah,
grant. I've spent a third of the money, and the guy said, "Oh, like he can't manage, she can't do it."
that
And
that
I
felt
was like,
so
and
bad.
then so I'm like, because if the contract is, if you don't fulfill
Uh huh.
the project, you have to pay back the money.
Mm-hmm.
So here I have been outlaying funds for different stages of the project, and I haven't made any money yet. So how can I be? Where am I going to find this money to pay back? So I lamented to my husband the night. I was like, I can't believe this guy quit. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And he knew how devastated I was. And unknown to me, he put a message on Facebook. So I don't know which, I don't even want to know which Facebook group. And the following day, I just started seeing emails coming in. I got at least in 24 hours, I got 12 people around the world sending me proposals or wanting to get the call for proposal document so they could submit their proposal. And within 2 weeks of that, we found your team, and within 4 to 5 months, and they could deliver on time, within the budget, within the time frame, and we were basically ready by December, but then that clashed with Christmas and the New Year, so that's how we ended up being up and running by January.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the development bank was like blown away because they thought, they monitor the project, and I had a technical officer monitoring, and he was hoping against hope, because he was like, no boy, I really hope you get through, because he doesn't want anybody in his court to fail, and and I didn't want to fail. So I had to dig deep. I had to, find a way. Once we found got your team on board, we had calls every Thursday. And then remember, this is 3 different time zones we're dealing with. So it was like 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m. So and we had calls every Thursday, and then they were available outside of that, the lead developer. So, the constant flow of communication, sticking to the timelines, understanding what was going on. Got a little panicky because you go through this alpha phase, and then you have the beta phase where everything goes quiet, where the back end is doing all the work, but the communication wasn't as regular, and I was just like, what's going on? I miss hearing from you guys. I miss you guys.
Plus the trauma that the first guy gave you, you would be like, please give me the updates, please let me know whatever is happening.
Exactly, because he went stealth on us for 3 weeks. We couldn't find him, and then at the end of the 3 weeks, that's when he quit. So I was like, if he just had quit from 3 weeks ago, I could have been 3 weeks ahead of the time. Anyways, we did it.
Yeah, we did it. We have the application. It's live. That's woohoo for us.
Exactly.
So, Francine, tell me, how has modern technology helped you? And how do you think it has been helping the world out there right now?
Well, as I've said, developing the app has opened me up to the whole global marketplace. So it's just one market now. It's and just convenience, the convenience of doing business. The customers find it convenient. I find it convenient. The whole goal is for the app to take over the physical brick and mortar store. So it's just leveling the playing field. Technology levels the playing field and opens up a whole new world.
Definitely.
In business.
Mm-hmm. It makes it seamless, plus it also makes it very easy to use, because nowadays how the new generation is like, they're always on the phone. So anything, even for me, it's so convenient when I open my phone and I have all the applications. For example, if I want to order food, if I want to order anything, clothes, let's say pharmacy applications. So it's so convenient for me that I don't have to actually leave. I don't have to, I have a busy schedule, so I don't have to take time out of it. I just have to go on my phone and just tap, and I have everything on. So I can get medicines for my mom, I can get clothes for myself. So that's really convenient.
Yes, and actually one of the opportunities within the app, which I'm in the preliminary phases of exploring, is what they call whiteboarding, I believe is a term, where there are small artisanal businesses that want to be out, but they develop their own app,
and you just offer them a platform.
Right, so it could be a platform, have the wallet, so everything is built in, so they'd have their own little sort of page or link to their page, but it actually would be processed through the RX Plus wallet. There's a banking crisis in Jamaica, in the sense that I think the economy is growing faster than the government and the Bank of Jamaica appreciate. So like every end of month or any like long holiday weekend, the ATMs run out of money. Um, and this is where we need to really look at the
Hmm.
mobile money. Right. I was saying that the
Yeah.
ATMs were, the machine, the point of sale
Yeah.
machine was down, and I had to redirect persons to the app. These are people who came in store into the app to pay because my machine couldn't take their card. The entire banking system was down. So that's
Yeah.
the benefit of technology as well, that you don't need to have a
Definitely.
physical machine. You just have it on your phone. I have Starlink internet, so it's not relying on the fiber optic internet that goes
Uh-huh.
down every now and again. So you can
Yeah.
log in the pharmacy, you can download the app, subscribe, and then pay through your wallet. Save your
Yeah,
card to the
that's
wallet, pay
save
through
it
the
saves
wallet.
time. Yeah, exactly. It saves time. It's so convenient. And for them, actually it's a very good opportunity. It was a very good opportunity, even though it was a bit um crisis, I would say, but it was a
Yeah,
very good opportunity for you because now
yeah,
people know that your application is actually valid. It's like it's
yeah.
something that you can trust and use. And in future, whoever paid through the application, I'm sure their banking details and stuff has been is saved on the application now, so they can in future, if they could just go on the application and select the items they want to, and just pay. So that's really convenient.
Definitely. Yes, exactly. That's the whole idea. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
safe
So
and secure. That's the thing, that building the trust
yes,
and letting them know it's safe and secure.
for someone who's at that stage who wants to build an application, and but is, there are people who second guessing themselves. They're not sure if they should start or should not start. What would your thoughts or feedback as an application owner would be?
Well, just start your research. Start your research. Know what it is that you want your app. What problem is your app going to solve? Ask
Exactly.
yourself that, because it's a
Yes.
huge investment. It's a huge investment, so you have to start doing your research, um,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of, and also the cost, because to understand that if what you want your app to do and the cost associated, is you don't have to do your cost benefit analysis to see if that
Definitely.
that works,
Yeah.
and
The budgeting and everything.
speak to a developer early so that they can guide you to say, well, this is not going to work, it will work better if it's this way, and just do your research. Type stuff into chat GPT and say, I want to develop an app about dolls, selling
Yeah.
dolls or whatever, and it will come back
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of things, and it will prompt you. It's almost like a discussion, and it gives you
Yes.
it gives statistics, graphs, documents, stuff. Just do your research.
Oh, I actually love ChatGPT, and I am such a person
So
that
do I.
cannot survive without ChatGPT anymore. Because
Yeah.
even if it's like a little thing, a minor inconvenience, I'll be on ChatGPT trying to find answers to it. Like the light is not working. How am I supposed to fix it? This is not working. What
Yes.
am I supposed to do? So I'm always on ChatGPT, and even when I'm working, I'm like, okay, I have one screen that has ChatGPT and one screen that I'm working on, and every now and then I'll be like, okay, help me out. This is something that's happening. Please help me out with that. Do this, do that. So yeah, ChatGPT has made. I think AI in general has made our lives
Yeah.
really, really easy. To be very
It's a
honest,
game changer. I
and
mean,
people,
I think,
yeah,
especially like my generation and older, I think are still warming to integrating it into your daily
yes,
life. But your
yes,
generation would, that's like the go-to thing. That's the first thing you think
yeah.
of.
That's
For us,
that's
it's
a
like
go-to thing.
almost like the last thing. No, but as you start to see the convenience of it, you.
Yeah. Okay, Francine, for the people who are watching this and want to connect with you, how can they connect with you and RXpack?
Sure, they can email me at haughtonrxpack@gmail.com. That's the best way to get through to me. That's HAUGHTONSRXPAK @gmail.com.
Yeah, they can also find your application on App Store and on Google
And
Play
the
Store as
Google
well,
Play
right?
Store, right? And it's RXPAK, and just download it from the App Store and get it in Google Play.
Yeah, Google Play.
We
So
sell it.
you
And
all know where to
if
go.
you don't see it on our site, we have a dialog box where you can, or other items, you can just type a little note in there. Oh, I'm looking for this. Do you have it? And we can get back to you. So it's
Oh,
very
that's
user
perfect.
friendly, and you have the
Yeah.
notification button. So once we reply, it will pop up. So there's a message there for you, and yeah, it's
Perfect. That's
User
great.
friendly,
Um,
um, convenient, safe, and secure. The next phase for us is really working on our marketing plan and executing
yes.
and everything, advertising, PR, marketing, social media, digital marketing, all of that. We're working on building out and the traditional areas as well. Radio, we have a presence on radio, and we're developing a TV ad because Jamaicans are very visual people. So, and then the
Yes.
word of mouth, because once the Jamaicans get the buy-in, they'll tell their family locally and overseas in the diaspora, and that's how we intend for it to really scale and take off.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I think
So,
marketing plays a very, very important role when it comes to new businesses. As in, for example, for you, the application is a bit new. So, marketing for any business, I think marketing is a very, very huge thing. I'm glad that
yeah.
you're actually working on the marketing now. The next phase is marketing, because
Yes. Yeah.
there are businesses that don't actually work on marketing. And I always, if someone asks me, my personal opinion has always been that even if your product is not ready, go for marketing. Do pre-launch marketing, go post-launch marketing. I remember that you guys also did pre-launch marketing. You had an
Yes.
entire team and all that stuff.
Yes. And the thing is, there's a joke that a businessman once said he wastes 50% on advertising. Like the 50% of the spend is wasted, but he doesn't know which 50%. So sometimes it's sort of the horse before the cart or the egg before the chicken, which one came
Uh-huh.
first. What do you do
Yeah.
first? Which part of marketing, the whole marketing umbrella, do you start with?
Uh-huh.
So we're trying to do some organic growth first.
Organic marketing is actually very, very that's something that people catches the eye of people very easily.
Hmm.
It's the hardest to do, I'll agree with that, but it's once you get the hang of it, it
Hmm.
just makes your brand so, how would I say it? It just pushes
Powerful.
your brand. Yeah,
Yeah.
powerful. Correct. It
Yeah.
makes your brand really powerful. So so far, are you guys doing organic marketing? Like, are you guys looking into it, or is it like you're gonna be starting organic marketing soon?
Starting it soon. We're just been doing little things on social media right
Yeah.
now.
So basically, the application first needs to generate in revenue, and the way you're telling me, I think it's gonna take like a quick while, and it's gonna generate the revenue right back, because people in Jamaica, they're trusting, they know you, they know your father, they know the
Right.
people who are working behind it. So the trust factor, I think you guys are already sorted on that. So in
Right.
probably you're gonna you guys gonna do great.
Yes. Yes. We're that's the goal. We're working on
Perfect.
that.
How has your experience working with AppVerticals been so far? And would you recommend them to other people who are
Oh,
looking out, who are
absolutely.
starting new? And yeah, oh, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Let me tell you. As I said, our original app developer quit.
Yeah.
The App Vertical team and all the software developers, they brought me to market. I'm live and in living color in the App Store, in the Google Play Store. RXpack, get it, download it, subscribe. I am in the global marketplace. So it's
Yes,
like
you are.
that trajectory, it has launched me into the stratosphere. And the guys you guys still maintain the app for me, so I'm in touch with you guys every month, and I get my
Yeah.
maintenance reports and ask questions, things that we need to do. We have a priority list and we have a pending list, because some things cost more, some things
Yeah.
cost time, some things might cause a downtime with the app. So we have to be strategic in terms of what
Yes,
we do,
definitely.
and how we prioritize. But I'm not giving up. We're in the stratosphere now. We're going to Mars with Elon
Yeah,
Musk. We're
definitely.
into it's beyond the sky. It's not beyond the sky's the limit. Let's
We're
go
not
into the
coming back. We're
galaxy.
going up and up.
Up and up and up. Exactly.
Yeah, we're
we're
not
it's
coming back.
we're,
We're gonna ace this, and yeah, hopefully the application is gonna be really, really successful. It already
yes,
is, but it's gonna be more successful.
more
Any
successful.
final words for the viewers who are watching? Anything that you wanna, maybe motivational quote, maybe something fun, maybe something, anything you wanna say?
Well, I just encourage anyone who has the idea to create an app, do your research and link with the App Verticals. AppVerticals team from the get go, because you need
Yeah,
to walk hand in hand, side by side, to
definitely.
the whole launch stage, because there are some technical parts that if you're not a software developer and stuff, you can't do it.
Mhm.
There are some technical
Definitely.
teething pains, and but you just have to keep at it and keep consistent and don't give up.
Definitely don't give up. Perfect.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Francine, for joining us. It was pleasure speaking with you as
Thank,
always.
thank you for
Well,
having
I
me on
think
your podcast, and I wish you every success with your new
thank you
venture.
so much. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Same to you. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.